GlamFam, it's Friday and we are testing out more new makeup. This is a new makeup launch from Makeup by Mario at Sephora. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Enhancer and Perfector. We're gonna see how I would utilize these in my makeup routine. We're gonna play with more Makeup by Mario and just have some fun today. All right, let's dive into it, you guys. So the new Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpting Transforming Skin Enhancer and Perfector. They're really long names, but I'm excited to try these out. So let's just jump into the details really quick, then we'll get into the swatches and start the application. So this is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. This is a multi-purpose light coverage radiant press powder. This 3-in-1 powder perfects, illuminates, and sets the makeup for a radiant glow with an airbrush effect on the skin. It's a bronzer, highlighter, and finishing powder in one. It's available in 5 universal shades. This formula is non-comedogenic, free of parabens, and you can see also it's vegan, cruelty-free. It doesn't have any, has less than 1% of synthetic fragrances. This is $34. You get about 0.31 ounces, 8.8 grams of product, so it's about almost $4 per gram at $3.86 per gram. I do feel like that's a little pricey, but if it's worth it, it's worth it. You guys know how I feel about that. Again, it's available in 5 shades, so I did go with medium. That is for light to medium skin tones. And what he did mention on the site is that it's corresponds to the Soft Sculpt Enhancer shades. So let's take a look at the ingredients. Each one of them had different ingredients. I just put the medium because it would have been way too long to go through all of them. But I think they're about the same. It's probably just the color pigments that are a little different on the ingredients, but I didn't see anything in there, but you can determine that for yourself and you can take a look further into the ingredients. It's always available on the Sephora and Makeup by Mario site. There is talc in there, but that doesn't bother me, but I know it does bother a lot of people. But I didn't see any like coconut oil in there, so I was really happy about that. Now let's dive into the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. This is a light coverage radiant finish cream formulation. It's a 3-in-1 tinted complexion balm that warms and nourishes with sheer coverage to even out the appearance of skin tone. This weightless balm warms, tints, and visibly evens the tone of your skin, nourishes the skin to transform your complexion. This 3-in-1 enhancer is a solid balm, skin tint, and creamy bronzer all in one. It's available in 6 universal shades. This formula is non-comedogenic and offers a sheer coverage for a dewy finish. So keep that in mind for my ladies and gentlemen out there with oily skin types. This does run $30. It's 0.18 ounces, 5 grams of product. You guys, this is $6 per gram. That is a pretty hefty price point. This is available in 6 shades and they do correspond to the Soft Sculpting Enhancer shades. So let's take a look at the ingredients for that. What I appreciate again is that there's no coconut oil in there. So vitamin A, D, and E antioxidants, those are the highlighted ingredients. Omega-6 fatty acids, which provide a protective layer to keep skin nourished. C1519 alcohol is not coconut oil, just so you guys know that. It's just more of a binding agent. And again, I didn't really see anything in there, but you can determine that for yourself. Let's take a look at the stock arm swatches on the website for the enhancer. We'll go into the other one in just a second. And you can see right there, that's the model wearing the medium dark, but I think he's using that more as a skin tint for her. Obviously, that's not my color tone. But you can take a look at light, light medium, medium, medium dark, dark, and deep arm swatches. And then we can swing on over to that page right there where it just shows you all of them side by side, what they look like. So I think medium dark just for me looked like the best undertone, as using it for a bronzer and contour. It kind of to me is more of a neutral to slightly warm undertone, which I appreciate. Now let's take a look at the Skin Perfector arm swatches. And as you can see right there, there's the light, medium, 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 dark, and that's the model for medium. If you're a twinsy to me, I think I went with a really good choice with the medium. I just looking at them straight on right there, I just don't think I would have liked the light or light medium, and then the other ones would have been too dark. So that's what they look like. Now let's take a look at my arm swatches.
Hey GlamFam, I just wanted to insert this footage really quick because I was able to get to Sephora before getting this video done, and I was able to swatch the enhancer, and that is the lightest shade to medium deep, and I do like all of the shades. They're really beautiful. The medium is definitely more warm, and it appeared a little bit darker in my opinion. So I was really happy with the medium deep because how I would use this product as a contour and bronzer in one, that would be the shade I would want, and it's just more neutral to my preference, but they're all beautiful.
So right there is the medium dark skin enhancer next to the product. Now let's take a look outside what it looks like. Again, on my iPhone in natural daylight, that is what medium dark looks like from the enhancer. Now let's take a look at the Skin Perfector, and those are the 3 shades in there. So I really like that the medium had more of a yellow undertone for like the setting powder type deal, and that is more of like a radiant finish type setting powder. It's not necessarily like a matte powder. And then that's the highlighter shade I wish was a little bit lighter, so that's the only one I wasn't really that fond of. And then there is the bronzer shade. It does come off a little bit more red on my arm, if you can see a little bit more orangey red on the undertone. So I don't know how impressed I am with that color tone, but I'll just kind of show you what it looks like in a video arm swatch on my iPhone under natural daylight, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like outside, and those are the 3 swatches outside. And now let's take a look at my arm with both products, and again, that's the medium Skin Perfector next to the medium dark skin enhancer. Now let's compare it to the new Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzers I just reviewed, and that's the fair and then the medium, and then we have the new Makeup by Mario skin enhancer, which I really like that undertone, to be quite honest, and then ABH, and that's Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer in amber next to Rare Beauty, and then we have Chanel Original and Chanel, the newer Chanel darker one. And then next to that is the Say bronzer. So quickly, I just want to show you guys, I am gonna use the Master Mattes eyeshadow palette today alongside the enhancer to create an eyeshadow look, just a really easy one. And that runs $48, one of my favorite products by Makeup by Mario. It's like the best essential palette. And then we are gonna use my favorite holy grail product, and that's the Ultra Suede Cozy Lip Cream for $24, and I'm gonna use Nude Suede, which is a light beige nude. My foundation is the Makeup Forever. You guys already know what my favorite is. It's my #1 foundation. You can check that out for every day. So I have that on, and then I have my One Size concealer on, and that's it. So I did not set down my face yet because we are going in with the enhancer first. So again, medium dark is what we're gonna dive into. And like I said, I'm gonna use this more as a bronzer contour because for me, as I already stated, I'm just not really into the dewy look. And honestly, I don't have that kind of complexion to really rock that type of skin balm. So for me, this doesn't work. I know there's been a lot. I just rated the new Wayne Goss one, which is, I probably would compare that one a little more to this, even though I still think it's a little different, because the Wayne Goss one was more like a foundation, where this one is more like a skin tint. So I don't really feel like, even though it's a balm and it looks like this one versus the Danessa Myricks and Wayne Goss, you're probably thinking, why so many balms? And then Jones Road has one now, Bobbi Brown. So there's a lot out there now, but this is more of a skin tint bronzer. Like, you can use it in a multiple amount of ways. It's more sheer. You're not gonna get like, you're not gonna use this as a foundation. So for me, if I don't look like that model right there that he's working on, I know my skin isn't perfect and I know I'm mature skin. That's probably not the best type of product for me personally. So going with medium dark was a perfect shade to really use it more as a bronzer. I didn't want to be unfair and use it and then not rate it very well just because I didn't like it for that use. Now, if you have perfect skin, go rock it, girl, go rock it. All right, I am gonna try, let's see, what brush do I wanna use with this? I think what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna start off with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Perfector brush, or I don't know this name of this, Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush. And what I'm gonna do right here is I'm just gonna kind of swirl that on, and then we're just gonna kind of lightly see what it would look like as a contour, like right here. And I'm just gonna bring that here and just do it very faint because it is pigmented a little bit. Since I did go with a darker color, you see pigment right off the bat. That is beautiful. See how that looks really pretty. Like that. And then we'll just blend it with the other side. And that's just showing you what it can be, is you can see how it's really like cutting in like that. That is really beautiful. Now this is probably not one I would do over powder, so I don't really foresee this going well over powder, but we can kind of test it out afterwards. But I'm gonna just be fair and use it the way I think it's meant to be used first, which is not over powder. And I think this is a really good one to like for those no makeup days where you want to add a little bit of something on, but you don't want it to be so like boo boo bow, really? I don't even know what that is, but boo boo bow. And you don't want it to be like that. You just want something very natural, run out the door, go to the gym, go to the grocery store. I think this is a phenomenal product for that. Now let's just use the other side of the brush. We're gonna dip back in there, saturated. I'm not too worried about like having to dip it on the back of my hand, but I may regret saying that. And we're just gonna kind of go over it and use it more like a bronzer and see what that would look like. I'm not trying to make it perfect right now. I want you guys just to see the pigment and then I'll clean up later. So don't get scared. Now this is a very buildable product. So I went a little more sheer on that. As you can tell, that's more pigment. I went a little bit more sheer on this side and that's what it would look like. I think that is absolutely stunning for that very natural look. And you can build this up to probably be more glam. I can feel my concealer like melting because it's really hot in here and I can't turn on the air. So there we go. That looks good. That's why it's so important to set your makeup because oh my gosh, it's looking really bad right now. I'm gonna go on this perimeters. I'm gonna take that side of the brush. I'm gonna show you how you can use this as an eyeshadow too. Actually, we'll just pop it on right now while we're here. So I'm taking the other side, dipping it back in, and you can just go into the contours of your eyes. It's a perfect brush to get that one and done makeup look. See how perfect that is? And you can just literally bring that into your nose contour. You can bring that down. But what I like is that it's still, you can see a little bit of a radiance. And the one thing I can honestly say is I actually ended up putting a little bit more on the brush and going over my powder, and it didn't separate or do anything funky, which is nice. So I do feel like this is the best brush to use for this product. If you have this, one of my favorite brushes of all time, and it really worked well as a multitasker type deal. So beautiful, it looks really good. All right, let's dive into the skin. This is the Perfector, sorry. And again, this is medium, and we are gonna just kind of set that down with that darker shade right there. And the one thing that is a little more difficult and challenging with these 3-in-1 type products is you have to really make sure you get a brush that fits in there. So I am gonna use this Anastasia one. I really love this brush, A7. And we're just it's a perfect brush just to dive in there and kind of get, and then I'm just gonna kind of take it on the back. Now he said you can just swoosh them all together and it'll be a beautiful color as well. Maybe we'll do that at the end, but I just want to start off with this one. I like this brush because it's still soft. It doesn't move around the product, which is nice. Kind of setting this more as like a contour first, and then we'll go in there with the bigger brush to get a little bit more bronzy action going. I'm stippling at first just to make sure I don't lift any product up. Then we'll take that on the chin. He wasn't kidding. This is definitely a 3-in-1 type product. And if you don't like powder and you are more of a luminous gal, then or guy, then I would definitely go set it down with these powders because they're more of that luminous. I don't think it's like blurring out my pores or doing anything like that, but I do think it's really pretty. I'm gonna just take this Chantecaille medium deep powder and go around the edges a little bit with this Charlotte Tilbury brush just to make sure I have anything. See how now this is pore perfecting. This Chantecaille Perfect Blurring Powder. This is the medium deep, and I'm just going around the edges so I can still keep that color tone in there and not, you know, but there's not a lot of pigment to this, but at least it kind of keeps that bronze tones in there. Now I'm taking the light medium Chantecaille Perfect Blur Powder and just really kind of touch up the lighter edges. We're gonna take my Chikuhodo PS2. I think this is small enough to make sure we not get into the golden powder, again into that bronzer, and just see, ooh, that's pretty. Actually, it's a really beautiful tone. Ooh, that's really pretty. That is really pretty. Ooh, it's smoothing. I do have to say it is quite smoothing. Okay, let's use this lighter one and see what that looks like as like a setting powder. This is the A23 brush because it's nice and small, and I'm just gonna dip into the lightest one, okay? Just the lightest one, and we're just gonna, ooh. Okay, so yeah, this has some glitter in there. That is definitely more of like a highlighter action going on there. Whoa, that was way more intense than I had anticipated, to be quite honest. I wasn't ready for that. I really wasn't, you guys. Let's take my airbrush by Wayne Goss and just start blending that out. So this is definitely going to be more like a highlighter for me. And it might be that this brush is very dense too. Not very dense, sorry, but it's more dense than like the airbrush. Now let's go into Wayne Goss because that is definitely more, yeah, it's much better with the airbrush. That is a beautiful highlighter though. Okay, we don't even have to use his other highlighter because, hello, look at that highlight. That is actually a really beautiful highlighter. Wow, I like that. Yeah, and you can even do like a little bit right here. Okay, so that would be what I would use this product for. I definitely would not use this as like a setting powder. All right, going back into the bronzer shade, just like that. All right, let's take the medium one in there, or the second shade. It's kind of like the one medium because it's like a little bit more golden and bronzy compared to the lightest shade, and we're just gonna pop that right there. So this is gonna take a very soft brush because let's do this Chikuhodo PS something. I will put it on the bottom. And we're just gonna take that and we're just gonna go right here. Just kind of between the lighter and the darker, kind of creating like an ombre effect. Ooh, what do you guys think? Hello, see, this is how I like to get my glow through powders. So a product like this, I actually really appreciate. Let's take the lighter one again. I'm gonna kind of go on the back of my hand and then just blend that into that. Ooh, I actually really like this, you guys. Beautiful, and I have a lot of texture there, and it is not enhancing it by any means. Is it blurring it out? No, but is it not enhancing it? It's not enhancing it at all. This is just going back into the bronze shade, just to dip a little bit more color on that Anastasia brush. And you can even take this one on the eyelid and go like that. And this could be like your one and done. You can pop that lighter one on the inside and be done. Like, that's how beautiful that is. And you've got yourself a nice glowy finish. Beautiful, you guys. All right. I have to say, I did set down a little bit. Edie wanted me to pick up the Viseart, and I did pick up the new Pistachio 4, you guys. I cannot wait to do that look. It's gonna be gorgeous. So I picked up the powder, and I also picked up the bronzers that they sell separately. You guys, this is like a holy grail product now, but we're gonna dip into that in another video. So I do want to include in this video, because I was gonna do a dedicated video to it, but it's just a blush. And to be honest, it's beautiful, but there's like the strongest fragrance in here. I do like the new Benefit boxes though. So this is the Pom Pom, and these are their new, the Wanderful World Silky Soft Powder Blush. They are $29 and then $17 for the mini version. Pom Pom is a pomegranate rose. This is a pressed powdered formula. It comes in a satin finish, a shimmer finish, and a matte finish. I did go with the matte finish. It's a silky, soft, buildable, blendable blush that feels ultra fine and weightless and gives a soft, focus airbrush finish. All right, we're gonna use it on my Bedalium Tools brush. It's a lot like my rose ink, but I don't wanna mess up my rose ink one. So we're gonna take it onto this brush. It is very, very silky and smooth, almost goes on like a cream, but it's a powder. It's a beautiful formula. Had they left out the fragrance, this probably would have been a really great blush. What do you guys think? Ooh, it's intense. Intense. Pretty, it's buildable too, which I appreciate. That is really intense for me. If you like fragrances, it smells really good. Don't get me wrong. It smells beautiful. But for me, I just feel like it could potentially break me out, but it's pretty. If you were interested in these and you don't mind fragrance, pick it up. It's really beautiful. All right, let's go into this eyeshadow look. We're gonna kind of keep it easy, breezy. So we're gonna go into probably, let's dive into that last one. I don't think they're names, they're just numbers from what I gather, but I'll put it down right there. So pretty. I did start off with a matte eye prep and set in medium. This was a little too dark for me, but I still appreciate it. I still like it. All right, now going into that crease shade, I'm just gonna pop that over the cream. And you can even do that with the bronzer, but since we're kind of doing more of an eyeshadow look, I wanted to do it this way. Just wanted to show you guys how you can intermix these. I'll go back into the Skin Perfector now. I'm gonna take the bronzer shade and go over the top of that. Like what I would do with my Hourglass ones. Just really soft and easy. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. All right, now let's go in with a smaller brush. Any brush works. I just wanted something smaller to get right into, hug that crease line, that deep crease line. I love this shade. It's one of my favorite shades out of his palette. It's so pretty. All right, going back into this color, that first transition color, back onto that same brush, Smashbox brush. And we're gonna dip into this first shade out of the medium palette. I'm really saturating my brush in there. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of cut crease that just to give me enough for the highlighter to really pop. I'm gonna just drag it down. It's a very nice eye base, I have to say that. And you really could just use the powder in here. I've done that before. I forgot it, I even had this, to be honest with you guys. Just too much makeup. I know, it's horrible. I just pulled it out when I was playing the other day and I was like, why don't I use this more? It's really nice for carving out that base. Now I'm gonna take that Hakuhodo brush we were using with that second shade and just kind of go over the edges. All right, I'm gonna deepen out that crease a little bit more with a darker color from this palette. So let's go into this nice milk chocolate brown. And I have an affiliate link with Crown now. I know I use a lot of their like little skinny brushes, so I'll put it below. Yeah, that's perfect. And then I'll blend it out with my Sonia G one. Yeah, that's a perfect brush to do that with. Now going back into the palette, I'm gonna take like that second one in the last row. It's kind of like more of a reddish brown and go over that. I'm just gonna mess that up. okay. I'm gonna take the clean brush. Now we're gonna go back into the first color in the second row. Oof. I forgot how good these shadows were. It's okay, I'm gonna clean up all those edges, so don't you worry about that. All right, now going back into the Smashbox brush, going back into that first transition shade. Now let's go into the Skin Perfector, and we're gonna take like that middle shade and then of course that shade. So let's start off with the lightest one first, and we'll take it on to my little crown one I use all the time if I can find her. Here she is. And we're just gonna take that lightest one, and we're just gonna pop that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it's so like soft and smoothing on the eyelids, because I have more texture at 44 than the younger girls do. And that just makes it so pretty. I like that. I do like the versatility of this, where you can get a bronzer, a highlighter. I mean, you could use this as a setting powder, but honestly, I do feel like it's a little glittery. For us. I know it's not a word, it's my word. It's in the Kristi dictionary. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, now let's take this rougher number 21, and we're gonna go in with that the middle shade, like a middle golden color. We're gonna pop that in there as well. There is a little bit of kick up, but that is to be expected on products that are so smoothing. And then you can take it a step further. Like, there wasn't a lot of glow, but I'm gonna take his highlighter, and this is in Golden, and this is the Soft Glow highlighter. Very golden color, very golden. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. So pretty. Ugh, that is a gorgeous color. Going back to that rougher number 21 brush. Just going down there just to lighten that up a little bit more. Ooh. Ooh. All right, we're gonna pop that into the inner corner because we love that. We're gonna take this Wayne Goss 27S brush. We're gonna pop that right there, right into the inner corner. How gorgeous is that color? I'm using the BKB 207 with that light powder in the medium eye prep and palette, just to kind of touch on that brow bone area. Just creates a nice soft focus. Now we're gonna go back into the Skin Perfector and the lightest shade on that same brush. Ooh, that's pretty. It gave a nice little highlight there. It's really pretty. Going back into my Sigma E40, I'm gonna go into my Hourglass bronzer. Now I'm gonna go into the 3-in-1 bronzer, Perfector, and we're gonna put this on my lower lash line. I'm not really doing anything on the lower lash line, but I do wanna have a little something, so I'm gonna take this Wayne Goss number 7 brush that I always use, especially when I do like these natural looks and I don't really want a lot on there. Just doing that to kind of cover up some of those fine lines in there. That helps like get away from those fine lines, and it makes the eyes pop a little bit more. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's pretty. It's really soft powders, so nice. Oh yeah, that's really pretty, you guys. Really pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into, let's do this one right here. And see how that just kind of, there's not a lot, but it just added a little something extra. Let's do my Melt Cosmetics, that will look better. This is the peach one, going back in on the waterline. I love this apricot waterline. I love it a lot. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of that middle shade onto this MAC 219 brush, like that golden shade. I'm gonna pop that right there. It's just gonna brighten things up right there. Now I'm gonna put on the Makeup by Mario, and this is in Daniel Soft Sculpting Lip Pencil. I love that color. It's such a soft, like nude, rosy, pinky brown. It is gorgeous, and I love that it has the lip brush on the other end so I can kind of blend it out as I go. Now let's go into my nude suede. Actually, let's do Sam first, and then we'll put the cozy lip cream in the middle. So we're gonna take Sam. Such a beautiful color. Oh, I haven't used that in a while. Ooh, 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 ooh. So this is how the final look turned out, and I have to say, you guys, I am so impressed with this new launch by Makeup by Mario. I really wasn't sure how this was gonna fit into my makeup routine and my makeup preferences because I'm not really into the dewy look, but I have to say, I like this product even more than the Charlotte Tilbury one that just launched. I think a lot of balms launched recently. We've seen a lot of them, and you think, when I first heard he was doing a balm, I was like, oh my gosh, why another balm? But I have to say he did a little twist on it because it's, like I said in the beginning, it's not really a foundation skin tint. It's more of just like an enhancer, what it is, what it says it is. Or is this a product I would use all over my face if I got the light one? Probably not. It's not my cup of tea. But as a bronzer and a contour, I think it is beautiful. And this medium deep is a beautiful shade. It really builds up into a very glamorous, very flawless looking. I am impressed. It enhanced my skin, but it didn't enhance it in a negative way. And being 44, I wasn't quite sure if this was going to be a mature skin type of product. Now, if you have oily skin, I still think you can make this work. You would just have to set it down. I think it sculpted the face beautifully, and I love the fact that I could really use this on a no makeup day because it is not as pigmented as even like the Rare Beauty one, or the Charlotte Tilbury one was very pigmented. This is a lot less than even the Anastasia one, but it still builds into something beautiful, and it really gives that airbrush look. It is beautiful. I'm impressed with that. And I really, actually really like this product. Now, this is not one I would set the face with, so I personally wouldn't use it how I mean, the thing is, it's a multi-purpose product, and it's makeup, and there's no rules in makeup, so you can use it however you want. For me personally, I wouldn't use it as a setting powder, but I liked it as a, almost like a highlighter, but a very subtle highlighter, and it builds up into something even more intense, but it's very pigmented, so you have to be mindful of that. I did find I liked it best with this Units. You guys know I love these brushes. It's like $12. $305. I did mention in the community tab last weekend that they were having a sale, so make sure you have your notification bell on so it alerts you, because I let you know these were a really, I mean, they're already affordable, but they were even a bigger discount. I don't know by the time I release this if they're still going to be on sale, but it reminds me a lot. It's a very comparable brush to my Wayne Goss one. I mean, as you can tell, they're very similar. Now, the Wayne Goss one is a little bit softer, I have to admit that. But if you're not into natural hair fibers and you like to stick with more synthetic, this is a gorgeous, probably the closest I have found to a dupe for the Wayne Goss one. And I really like it with this brush. I think it lies on the skin. I mean, do you guys see that? That is beautiful. So impressed with this product. You don't even know. I think it is a gorgeous, gorgeous way to give almost like a glow from within. This is like a glow from within with a little extra punch to it. And I have to say, I love it. I really do. And I actually like this bronzer. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to work with it, but I really like it. And this is a nice little nifty thing to take on vacation. You guys saw how I used both of these products to basically create this eyeshadow look. I do really like his blushes. They do have Capra Acrylic. I'm like 90% sure they do. I like this one better than I liked the Benefit one. We'll get to that in just a second. This is a really good fluffy blush brush if you guys are looking for a good one. I love that. Oh God, I forgot how pretty this blush is too. The Benefit, oh you guys, I just can't see myself. I don't even know where I put it. It's right here. This blush is not something I will be reaching for, unfortunately. I was really excited about it when I swatched it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so silky and pretty. Like I say with all the products, just take it with a grain of salt. And if you really love scents, then you will like this a lot. But I just have too many other blushes I love way more. So for me, it just isn't worth $29. But it's not something that I know I'm gonna be able to tolerate. Although when I put it on, I don't smell it anymore. It's just upon initial application, but the scent goes away, just so you guys know that. But a lot of people like fragrance in their stuff. So if you like that, then try it out because it is a very silky, creamy blush, and everyone has different preferences, so always keep that in mind. But let me know what you guys think of this look. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button before you go and click that post notification bell. Join our beautiful Glam Fam. We're here every Friday and Sunday, and we'd love for you to become part of our family. And please give this video a huge thumbs up when you guys hit the like button. It really does help my videos out. You can follow me at Kristi Allure on Instagram, on TikTok, Kristi Allure, and check out my merch, Glamorous Life Collections, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Love you. Bye.